Okay, 1201. Welcome everyone. Good to see uh, some old familiar faces. Um, Folks that haven't been there in a while, so welcome back. And since it's Thursday today, I'll stick with doing some gratitude. I don't know if any of you guys have a tattoo that was misspelled. That feels like it would be. It's easy for me to laugh at it, but I'm sure that must have been a shocking moment for this person to realize. And so the theme for today is gratitude for mistakes. Of course, I guess the first question is, what is a mistake? And then in a real nuts and bolts sense, a mistake is simply a misunderstanding of our brain or of our mind about what just happened, right? There's a story that we've attached to that says, this is how things should have gone. This is what I should have done, or this is how I should have behaved. But instead, something different happened. And then we sit there and ruminate on, oh, I screwed that up. I shouldn't have done this or shouldn't have done that. But just in a real nuts and bolts manner, like that's all a mistake is. It's just a misunderstanding of what we thought should have happened. And so this idea of bringing in a growth mindset and saying, well, how else are we going to learn as we go through life if we're just fixated on performance all the time and it's really just about um, saying the right thing or getting everything right the first time, then there's never really room for growth. And so today I just want to focus our attention on the idea of actually appreciating that when we make so-called mistakes or when things happen differently than our mind says they should happen, there's just this amazing opportunity to actually connect first and foremost with that function of realizing like, oh, I'm struggling here. There's this pain is really just coming from this misunderstanding of what I thought should be. And yeah, and then use that to actually learn and ease that fixation that can come up. This is Carol Dweck. She's a researcher at Stanford. You try something, it doesn't work, and maybe people even criticize you. In a fixed mindset, you say, I tried this, it's over. In a growth mindset, you look for what you've learned, and you don't know what your abilities are until you make a full commitment to developing them. So I like to think that's kind of what we're doing here is a full commitment in that sense. So let's practice that for a few minutes. Start by closing our eyes, and as always, dropping into the here and now, appreciating that we're all taking just a few minutes to get together, spend some time, tap into sort of what makes this human life interesting and enjoyable and positive. And so the intention for the next few minutes is to connect with gratitude for the learning and the opportunities that come from so-called mistakes. Turning lemons into lemonade. And it starts with this awareness. Like we need to know and be cognizant of the fact that our mind is spinning on some story about what should have happened or shouldn't have happened. So that's really the first step is just practicing this present moment awareness. So feeling into the body, sensations, emotions, and thoughts in the brain. And so bring to mind a memory or a situation that you ran into where you feel like you made a mistake. Maybe you said something that you tell yourself you shouldn't have. Maybe you didn't say something that you tell yourself you should have. Just noticing a situation that didn't work out the way that you thought it should have, and that there's some kind of a feeling tone to that experience that is negative or maybe even judgmental of self. Should have known better. Should have kept my mouth shut. Should have spoken up. Made a mistake. Just noticing where in the body you feel that. Where does that I made a mistake live? I guess it's a very old, familiar place in the body where that where the feeling of I made a mistake, I screwed up, it's been there for a long time. And seeing if we can intentionally shift towards an appreciation for not necessarily the mistake or the behavior, but the awareness of the opportunity that this is where growth lies. So we're not really judging or commenting on thing that happened, but it's more taking a step back and appreciating what it's like to become aware of the opportunity that lives in the reframe. And you can ask yourself, what did I learn from that so-called mistake? How is this contributing to the growth, self-awareness, my resilience, the capacity for self-compassion? Mistake is literally a portal, or it's a doorway in so much of this beautiful positivity that we practice here every day. Hard part is just allowing that and opening up to this mindset of saying, this is where the learning happens, and I get to learn this. We can even go so far as to say, had I not made that mistake, I wouldn't have this opportunity for this kind of sweet self reflection, this opening up, this positivity. So I get to do this now because of that situation. One of my mentors taught me how to even try to sit with the notion of what would it be like if I began looking forward to the next time I get to make this mistake so that I can reconnect with this gratitude and this learning. might feel like a little too much. Let's see if just for a moment you can notice what would it be like if you lived your life looking forward to making mistakes, different different life could be. The Buddhists say everything is grist for the mill, the spiritual mill. The, the juiciest, most interesting learning opportunities are oftentimes also painful or difficult, uncomfortable. Where does this particular flavor of gratitude live? Look forward to making more mistakes like these so that I can bring this self awareness and this compassion and this appreciation for my journey back to the forefront of my life experience. That's that's the constant opportunity to become kinder, gentler, bigger, compassionate. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. Slow exhale through the mouth, relaxing the shoulders, the neck, the belly, the hands. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale, letting go of any resistance or stories or even memories of mistakes and discomfort that came from them. Just letting it all go. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Come back to the session. Um, yeah, go forth and make lots of mistakes. I don't think it's the mistakes that are the issue. It's really like all of these things. It's our relationship to the mistakes. And yeah, I hope that was a useful reminder. So just see you tomorrow, everyone. Take care.